A week or two ago, I did a demonstration of Alfresco running on an iPad, the mobile support that Alfresco ships. This week I'm going to be looking at Honeycomb, the Android operating system for tablets. Specifically, I'll be demonstrating on the Motorola Xoom. Let's start off by turning on our Honeycomb tablet, a Motorola Xoom in this case. We're going to demonstrate the FreshDocks application from Zia Consulting first. This is the first generation of that particular application on iOS, on the iPad. That was then evolved with the help of the vendor themselves, Alfresco, and it was put out as Alfresco's own mobile solution. So this is the original version of it. And when you click on it, you can define your server. You can have as many as you wish. And clicking on one of those gives you a standard CMS type of interface, like a file explorer really, that shows you all the folders. So there's nothing specific to Alfresco here. This is a generic file explorer tool that happens to work with Alfresco. Click on Sites, and then we'll go to the OKMB site that we've defined previously, the document library, and now we'll open up one of the documents and we can choose which application to open it with. I usually just use QuickOffice HD. Anything that can handle a PDF file will be suitable. And there it is. So it's pretty straightforward, very easy to browse content, to browse documents I should specifically say. There's nothing in there that will let me save contents, unfortunately, if I want to make some changes. It doesn't support that yet as far as I can tell. I can also share individual documents, and sharing it like on the iPad will let me upload it, for example, as an attachment to an email, or perhaps I can upload it to my Dropbox, which I think I covered in the last version. So if I put it in the public folder, then I can simply email the link to this document instead of having to serve it up as an attachment. Keep in mind though that any changes to the document in Alfresco will not automatically be reflected in Dropbox. So let's go back to the home screen, and I'll show you another application which has a lot of promise. It still has some growing pains, unfortunately, but it's called ACC Alf Mobile, and it's down here in this area. So it also lets you set up multiple repositories, only one for the light version, but the pro version I think costs a couple of dollars, maybe $2, maybe $4, I can't remember exactly. And there you can define multiple repositories. And the difference between this and the FreshDocks is that this knows about Alfresco concepts like share sites and wikis and links and so on, so it can take advantage of that. It looks really promising, but as the disclaimer says on the right, this is the first beta release, and I'll show you that some of the features are not complete yet. So let's click on the share sites, and we see our Office of Knowledge Mobilization. We have to select that, and then we can go to Documents, and that'll show us our research folder. A couple of things we can do with the documents here. First of all, we will show details for any given document. There's a few different views that we can take advantage of. And if I click on the icon itself, there's a few things that I can look at, including the comments. I can download it, I can look at metadata and so on. So that seems to work okay, right? That opened it up right in QuickOffice HD, I can tell, because it's Got that little icon here, so it automatically did the right thing. Looks great. I'm going to try it with another document, in this case the PDF at the top, the analysis of K-star participants. Actually, I'll look at the comments first, and here's one of the crashes that I encountered. For some reason, I think the problem is when you have more than one comment, it seems to catch an exception and close down. So that's not so great. We have to go back to this spot and navigate back to our folder, and we can try something else now. So let's try opening it. And here's the second problem. Some file types can't be opened, even though they can be opened in FreshDocks. So we know that in principle there's nothing wrong with the document. When you open them from Alf Mobile, it doesn't work. So that's kind of disappointing. One thing we can do here, though, is look at wikis. Here's a good example. I can actually see the web page that we defined earlier in our Office of Knowledge Mobilization. There's two great examples. So that's pretty much it. ACC Alf Mobile has a lot of promise. It promises to be even more full-featured than the Alfresco mobile app for iOS. But unfortunately, there's still too many issues with it that I would recommend it for a non-technical user at the moment. You can use FreshDocks, though, to at least be able to browse documents in your repository. And yeah, so iPads are a little bit ahead of the game because there you can make changes and you can make leave comments and so on.